Mrs. John's shop was on the left as you went down to Porthallow. We called it Mrs. John's, for in it Mrs. John's or Caroline reigned supreme. Tommy had the boat, but Caroline had the shop. When I first knew her, Mrs. John's was already old, with beautiful silvery hair, worn in a fashion all of its own. It was parted smoothly in the middle, brought round behind the ears, and fastened in a bunch of sausage curls at the back. I rarely, if ever, remember seeing her out of doors. She was what we'd call a stay-at-home. I remember I gave her a piece of smoked glass to view an eclipse of the sun. She said, "Anne, I'd never gaze on the heavenly bodies." I always think of Chippendales when I do that line. The shop sold everything from lard to lace, biscuit tins fitted in the cubby holes at the back, and behind the counter was a range of glass jars for sweets, which were inclined to stick together at times and had to be stirred up with a yard rule before they could be induced into little brown paper packages to be weighed up. We scanned the red and yellow pear drops, the green translucid acid drops, and the Barcelona balls bulging with nuts, and faltered in our choice. Chocolate came in wooden boxes, and the lids would be lifted to reveal trays of peppermint creams or sheets of plain chocolate. Fry's chocolate was the only kind, and Mrs. Johns would say, "Now what you gonna buy? I've soap, starch, candles, fender brick and turpentine, pepper, glue and mustard, cod liver oil and sand, black lead, clothesline, treacle peas, one fishing line, colours mixed for painting, pots and brushes lent." That's the chorus, but I'll let you all know. 'Twas on last Easter Monday, us took a trip to Coombe. 'Twas there I met a fair young maid, and of her I'll sing to you. 'Twas on the steamboat coming home, she made my heart go flop, for she told me her name and then described to me her father's shop, with soap, starch, candles, fender brick and turpentine, pepper, glue and mustard, cod liver oil and sand, black lead, clothesline, treacle peas and fishing line, colours mixed for painting, pots and brushes lent. Oh, we used to play at kissing in the ring, and she joined me in that throng. She used to throw her glove at me to chase her round the green, and when I caught her, oh what bliss to span that slender waist, and when I kissed her, oh I said, of heaven those lips did taste, with soap, starch, candles, fender brick and turpentine, pepper, glue and mustard, cod liver oil and sand, black lead, clothesline, peas and fishing line, colours mixed for painting, pots and brushes lent. Now a year went by, and her and I decided to get wed, and in the back room of the shop us had a grand old spread. And her father, he came up to me and he made my heart go flop. For he told me that we should keep the corner shop with soap, starch, candles, fender, brick and turpentine, pepper, glue and mustard, cod liver oil and sand, black lead, clothesline, treacle peas and fishing line, colours mixed for painting, pots and brushes, lens. Thank you very much.